Jaya Tulsi Maharani 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 Tulsi Maharani Jaya Vrinde Jaya Vrinde Jaya Vrinde Jaya Vrinde Jaya Jaya Vrinde Jaya Vrinde Jaya Vrinde.
Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari. Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha, Jaya Girivara Dari, Jaya Girivara Dari. Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha, Jaya Girivara Dari, Jaya Girivara Dari. Yasodanandan Braja Jana Ranjana, Yasodanandan Braja Jana Ranjana, Jamuna Tira Vanachari, Yamuna Tira Vanachari, Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya, Prabhupada. Jai O Vishnupad Paramahansa's Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Ho Vishnupad Paramahansa's Divine Grace, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. Anant Koti Vaishnavind Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopinath Sham Kund Radha Kund Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Shri Mathura Dham Ki Jai. Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai. Ganga Mai Ki Jai. Jamna Mai Ki Jai. Tulsi Devi Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Samved Bhaktavinda Ki Jai. Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. God, Premanandi, Hari Hari Bol, all glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. All glories to Shri Prabhupada. Namo Shri Krishna Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we are continuing our study of Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, chapter 48, and today's verse is 23. Tvayudito ayam jagato hitaya yada yada vedapatha purana baddheta pasanda pater asadbhis tada bhavan sattvagunam vibharti tvayodito ayam jagato hitaya. Sorry. Yad yad veda patha purana badhyeta pasan patera sadpi tada bhavan sattvagunam vibharti Tyodito ayam jagato hitaya yada yada veda patha purana badhyeta pasan patera sadpi tada bhavan sattvagunam vibharti tadyodita ham jagato hitaya yada yada veda patha purana badhyeta pasan patar asadbi tata bhavan sattvagunam vibharti. word for word meanings. Tvaya, by you. Udita, enunciated. I am this Jagata of the universe. Hitaya, for the benefit. Yada yada, whenever. Veda, of the Vedic scriptures. Pata, the path of religiousness. Purana, ancient. Badayet, is obstructed. Pasanda, of atheism. Pata, by those who follow the path. Asadbi, wicked persons. Tada, at that time. Bhavan, you. Sattvagunam, the pure mode of goodness. Bibharti, assume. Translation by disciples of Srila Prabhupada, and there is no purport. You originally enunciated the ancient religious path of the Vedas for the benefit of the whole universe. Whenever that path becomes obstructed by wicked persons following the path of atheism, you assume one of your incarnations, which are all in the transcendental mode of goodness. Please repeat. You originally enunciated the ancient religious path of the Vedas for the benefit of the whole universe. Whenever that path becomes obstructed by wicked persons following the path of atheism, you assume one of your incarnations, which are all in the transcendental mode of goodness. Om Jnana Trimandasya Jnananjana Shalakya Chakshuranmitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Katamayam Tadati Swapadantikam. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Vancha Kalpatarupascha Kripa Sindhu Bhaivvacha Patitanam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Namo Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale, Srimate Bhakti Vedanta, Swami Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi, Gauravani Pacharini, Nirvishesha Shunyavadi, Paschatya Deshatarini. Namo Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale, Srimate Gopal Krishna Goswami Iti Namine. Prabhupada Sahitam Prakasya Vitrasya Chacharam Katur Sadhu Bhagavad. With the permission of all the Vaishnavas assembled here, especially Maharaj, I'd like to speak a little bit. And first of all, I'd like to thank all the Vaishnavas and Shri Radha Golokananda for their blessings that we could actually spend some really quality time in Vraja in this Kartik. So thank you very much. Okay. So the verse again, translation. You originally enunciated the ancient religious path of the Vedas for the benefit of the whole universe. Whenever that path became obstructed by wicked persons following the path of atheism, you assume one of your incarnations, which are all in the transcendental mode of goodness. And we'll start by reading the Tikas of the Goswamis. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes, though you are involved in pastimes beyond the material modes as described in the previous verses, whenever this ancient Purana path of Dharma, Veda Pata, enunciated by you, Tvaya Udita, is disturbed by the demons, you appear in the universe to increase Sattvagun in order to maintain the righteousness by protecting the path of Dharma. Jiva Goswami says, protecting the Vedas, whose ultimate conclusion is bhakti, the Lord nourishes Sattvaguna, the place which reveals the Vedas. The Vedas are spoken by you, Udita, because they are free from the four faults, like Brahma. The Vedas must be protected by you. Serve as authoritative proof. They are not insignificant, since they are without beginning Purana. Since you are Anadi, the Vedas make their appearance repeatedly from you without beginning. When the Vedas are greatly afflicted by materialists because of their indifference to them, with the absence of devotees who give respect to you, one of many devotees appear and you appear personally to protect the Vedas. You nourish the path of the Vedas by increasing Sattva-guna. Sanatana Goswami says, you appear because of our desires, and to benefit the world, you protect the path of the Vedas. It arises from you and necessarily should be protected by you as proof. It is not manufactured. It is without beginning, Purana. Since you are without beginning, the scriptures are without beginning. Or because of you, the Vedas manifest in this world, since they are not written by any human. When the path is obstructed by materialist persons, a Sattvi, who oppose you, you nourish Sattvagun. When those in ignorance destroy the correct path and become powerful in time, you personally appearing in the world nourish those in Sattva. So we've been reading for the last 10 chapters or more about the end of the Bal Leela of Krishna and the start of the Mathura Leela, and predominated by Krishna's loved ones like Akrura and Uddhava. And in this chapter, or before we go to this is we talk a little bit about what happened in this period. Akrura, after K.C. Demon was killed in chapter 37, Kansa was at that time just tired of sending. He basically tired and had finished up all his demons essentially. And he couldn't hurt Krishna or couldn't do anything to Krishna. So he was frustrated. And Narad Muni, at that time recognizing the frustration of Akrura, decided to push the story further, facilitate the end of Kansa. So he goes to Kansa and tells him that Devaki Putra Krishna is in Vraja. You should call him, invite him, and then, you could probably put an end to him. And so Kansa immediately decides to kill Devaki and Vasudeva. Now, Narad Muni, of course, is brilliant. And he said, well, if you kill Devaki and Vasudeva, you'll never get Krishna and Balaram here. They're never going to come here. They're going to just run away. Why should they even come here? So that kind of sinks in. And Kansa puts Vasudeva and Devaki in the prison, back in the prison. And then he goes to somebody who he thinks is a neutral party, Akrura. He asks Akrura to go and bring Krishna and Balaram. And Akrura is a bit of an unusual devotee. Unlike a lot of devotees who went, who were with Krishna in Vrindavan and in his various pastimes, and they watched the Bal Leela and all of those, Akrura stayed in Mathura. And did his devotional service in separation from Krishna. He could have gone to Mathura, but he chose to stay in Vrindavan. He could have gone to Vrindavan. He chose to stay in Mathura. And there could be different perspectives on this. But I think it was because to keep an eye on Kansa. You need somebody who can watch out for Krishna from within, who was not in the prison. Because the parents were in and out of prison, so they couldn't really watch out what were the various steps that Kansa was taking. But by being a trusted one by Kansa, Akrura was able to do that. So now Kansa asks him to go, and we read how Akrura was so happy to be given this service. He finally gets to go to Vrindavan. He doesn't know how he gets to Vrindavan. He just is on this beautiful chariot, meditating completely on the pastimes of Krishna and Balaram, and thinking about how he will go there, how he will greet them, how they will greet him, and all of those kinds of feelings. He was in a way, he was like grandfather Bhishma, who was a pure devotee of Krishna, but he was not openly a devotee of Krishna, and he also worshipped Krishna in separation until the end, at which time Krishna gives him an opportunity to basically worship him in the most profound way, and give the whole knowledge of Bhagavatam in those few minutes or hours. Can't remember exactly how long, but so he gives all of the jnana at that time. And so Akrura was like that, and then he meets Krishna. He glorifies Krishna. He's constantly glorifying Krishna whenever we see him in Bhagavatam. He doesn't talk much. He doesn't chat with Krishna or that. He glorifies Krishna. And in this chapter, which is entitled Krishna Pleases His Devotee, Krishna fulfills the desires of two of his very important devotees, who he met when he got to, who he met before getting to Mathura, or in Mathura, and that was Trivikra, was Kubja, and Akrura. And they both had desire for Krishna to come visit them. And Krishna first fulfills the desire of Kubja. And we see that in the beginning of this chapter. And then he goes to the residence of Akrura with Baldev and Uddhava. Now, Akrura really begged him to go to his house when he first brought him to Mathura. But Krishna at that time declined it and promised that he will come another time. And Akrura was maybe not thinking as clearly by inviting Krishna at that time to his house. But Krishna knew there were spies of Kansa everywhere. And if they had reported to Kansa that there was a congenial relationship or there was an intimate relationship between Krishna and Akrura, that to the extent that Krishna has gone visiting Akrura in his house before he even came to see Kansa, that would have fired him up. And Krishna knew that, so he waited until now when Kansa is dead, things have settled down, and now he goes to visit Akrura. And Akrura greets Krishna and Balaram and wash their feet, and then he starts offering them many, many prayers, similar to what he did earlier when he first met them, and after he saw them in the water and had darshan of all those Vishnu Rupas, everything. So now he's offering prayers as well. Akrura is described in the Bhagavatam as personification of offering prayers. We know there are 9 processes of bhakti. Okay? Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, Atmanivedanam. So that's what our Mahajan Prahlad Maharaj tells us. And in these 9 processes, which is hearing and chanting about the transcendental holy name, form, qualities, paraphernalia, pastimes of the Lord, Vishnu, remembering them, serving the Lord, lotus feet, offering the Lord respectful worship, offering prayers to the Lord, becoming his servant, considering the Lord one's best friend, surrendering everything to him. So these are the 9 processes. And Rupa Goswami states in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu that Parikshit Maharaj attained salvation simply by hearing, so that is the Shravanam. And Sukdev Goswami attained salvation simply by chanting. That's Kirtanam. Prahlad Maharaj attained Krishna by remembering the Lord himself. That's Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. The goddess of fortune, Lakshmi Devi, attains perfection by worshipping the Lord's lotus feet. That's Padasevanam, worshipping the lotus feet. Prithu Maharaj, he attains Krishna by worshipping the deity of the Lord. That's Archanam. And Akrura attains Krishna by offering prayers. Hanuman by rendering service. Arjuna by establishing friendship with the Lord. And Bali Maharaj by offering full surrender. Atmanivedana. So, in it's kind of obvious why most of the others have been chosen by Rupa Goswami as examples of these services. But we don't see enough of Akrura in the Bhagavatam to come to that conclusion very, very easily as to why his prayers are the ones that are considered the personification of this verse. I mean, of the 9 limbs offering prayers. And Acharyas tell us that it's because Akrura spent very little time with Krishna. But Akrura spent all his time, all his life thinking about Krishna. He's an older Yadu. He's like an uncle to Krishna, so he's older. So he's seen the whole process. He's heard the Akashvani. He knows what's going to happen. He doesn't discount the Akashvani at all, the prophecy from the sky. He doesn't discount that at all. He knows that that's going to happen. He's just biding his time. He knows Krishna fulfills his promise, and this is one of his promises. Krishna says that in Bhagavad Gita also. So Akrura goes through this process all through his life, always meditating and always thinking about Krishna, which is one of the prime requirement for offering prayer. We can't just come and blurt out a prayer that's not considered, that's not even accepted by Krishna until we can do it with absorption. He tolerated a lot of suffering in doing that. He saw devotees being killed in Mathura. He saw Kansa send all these demons be after Krishna. So there was a lot of suffering. But then he had faith, complete faith, that Krishna is protecting Krishna Balaram, the boys. So the Lord is protecting. So those, they are protected. And he will come and he will kill Kansa. And he will deliver Mathura from all the atrocities. And so he's constantly hankering. So those are the kind of qualities that allow or that qualify Akrura for to be in that verse in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, where all of the personification of all of the limbs is described. So it was, we've been in the middle of Akrura's pastimes, Uddhava's pastimes, back to Akrura's pastimes in the last so many months. So it was very interesting to visit. I shouldn't say interesting, it was more, I should say more enlivening to visit Vrindavan and visit the pastime locations, the sthalis of, I mean, we go there, we hear those, we've heard the stories, we've read various times, but at this time, when we've been in the middle of all this and doing classes, taking classes, giving classes, hearing about all that, it's just been so much more intense in going, whether it was Udva Kund or the temple of Udva or Akrur Ghat, which is where so much of these earlier pastimes we talked about took place, where Krishna, where Akrura takes bath and has all the darshan and then offers all the prayers, and all of those are at Akrur Ghat. And then this year was the first time that we went to Bandirwan, and that also had a very sweet connection to Akrura. And it was when Akrura was leaving Vrindavan, so the last at Bandirwan, he was going, and we know that the cowherd boys and the cowherd girls, they were all following him. And Sridham was so heartbroken. He told Krishna that he would sit in this Bandirvan, in this location, until Krishna comes back. And so he will just wait there. And so, waiting in thoughts of Krishna, all the loving exchanges he had with Krishna, he just sat there. And he kept waiting and waiting and waiting. And 4,500 years later, when Lord Chaitanya came to Bandirvan, Sridham ran and embraced, or Lord Chaitanya ran and embraced Sridham. And then he was reassured that he had, like Krishna had finally come back to Vrindavan. So in here there's actually, in Bandirvan there is a temple of Sridham. So that's very sweet pastime related to Akrura and his leaving. And Bandirvan has a lot of pastimes, and in fact it is also said that Radharani and Krishna as 4-year-olds were wandering in the Bandirvan, and then with the gopis and Yogmaya's influence, they became youth, and the gopis started performing a marriage ceremony of theirs, and then Brahmaji, Shivji, all the demigods all came. Brahmaji presided over, and there was a marriage ceremony. I believe, I don't know exactly where, but I believe in Davandas Thakur talks about that in one of his books. And then ultimately, of course, this was not a publicly known fact. That the two went back to being 4-year-olds and continued their pastimes. And so that is now, there's temples of Radha and Krishna there, and their marriage. So anyways, that's just a aside. Thank you very much. Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Shri Shri Radha Goloka Nanda ki jai. Thank you.
Go. It's too loud now. Turned it up too much. I'll look at it later. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Mudale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Samaniti Namane Namaste Saraswati Devi Kurmani Pacha Nivesesha Shunyavare Pashacharan Tesatarane Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadada Shiva Sati Gaurata Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadada Shiva Sati Gaurata Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadada Shiva Sati Gaurata Vrinda Krishna Chaitanya Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Dvaita Gadada Shiva Sati Gaur Mata Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Radha Goloka Radha Goloka Radha. Radha Goloka Radha Goloka Radha. Radha Hey, Radhe, Radhe, Jaya Radhe. Jaya Radhe, 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 Jaya Radhe. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Sri Radha, Jai Om Vishnupad.
Chaitodarpanam Bhava Mahadavaki Tirvapanam Shreya Kairavya Chandrika Vitaranam Vijavadu Jivanam Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam Pratinamam Purnam Rita Swadanam Sarvatma Snapanam Param Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam Nam Namakari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shakti Tatrapita Nivita Smarnena Kala Etat Rishita Vakripa Bhagavan Mamapi Durdaiva Midrishami Hajjani Nanuraga Trinadapi Sunichena Tarorapi Sahishuna Amani Namana Dena Daniya Sadahari Nadanam Najanam Nasundarim Kavitam Va Jagadisha Kamaye Mama Janmani Janmani Ishvare Bhavatad Bhaktir Hoitaki Twai Ainanda Tanuja Kinkaram Patitamam Vishame Bhavam Buddha Kripaya Davavata Kankaja Sita Duli Sajashima Chintaya Nayanam Galashu Daraya Varanam Gad Gaduridaya Gira Pulakarnishitam Vapukada Tavanama Grahane Bhavishyati Yugayatam Namishena Chakshusha Pravashayatam Shunayatam Jagat Sarvam Govindam Virahename Aslishyavapadam Nastumam Adarshanam Marma Hatakarotuva Yatatava Vinato Lambato Mat Prananatastu Shaiva Napara. Victory to the Sri Krishna Sankirtan, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life, of repeated birth and death. This Sankirtan movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss and enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious. Oh, my Lord, congregational chanting of your holy name alone can render all benediction to living beings, and thus you have hundreds and millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names you have invested all your transcendental qualities, hard and fast rules for chanting these names. Oh, my Lord, out of kindness you enable us to easily approach you by your holy names, but I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and should be ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. O Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your causeless devotional service, birth after birth. O Son of Maharaj Nanda Krishna, I am your eternal servitor. Yet somehow or other I have fallen into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms at your lotus feet. Oh, my Lord, when will my eyes be decorated with tears of love flowing constantly when I chant your holy name? When will my voice choke up, and when will the hairs of my body stand on end for recitation of your name? O Govinda, feeling your separation, I am considering a moment to be like 12 years or more. Tears are flowing from my eyes like torrents of rain, and I am feeling all vacant in the world in your absence. I know no one but Krishna as my Lord, and he shall remain so even if he handles me roughly by his embrace or makes me broken-hearted by not being present before me. He is completely freed in anything and everything, for he is always my worshipful Lord, unconditionally